Alright, chat. We got a week. Fuck, I forgot the week. It's probably week 3. Yeah, probably week 2 or 3. I don't know. I'll put it in the title of May for this recap, right? When is it from? Let's see. From the 11th up until the 15th. Pretty midweek. I mean, I like the price action a lot. It's just, man, for the fucking delivery and shit on this week was, I don't know. I'm not gonna go over though, so let's see how fast we can do this. Starting off on Monday, we didn't get absolute jack. All right, if we go to the market open, looking for a short here. I really like this low resistance that we're starting to build right here. I would love to see a manipulation lower, and then if possible, a continuation higher, or manipulation higher into this gap, and then get shorts from there. I would love to see that. So it's pretty simple on this day. What we're looking for, we can check to see what targets we have beneath us. On the hourly, we do have this gap that's already been tapped into previously. We have some more discounted gaps. If we check the 4 hour, we probably have some okay, we have a mitigated 4 hour, but still looking for that retracement to take out those lows. So pretty much that's what I'm looking for at market open now. What I would like to see is yeah, just the manipulation higher. We can either respect this 15 and 5 minute, push lower, or we can come take these lows out and then look for longs afterward. Kind of just repeating myself there, so let's just go ahead and skip through this. Market opens, we get a full-fledged flush to the upside. Within 3 minutes, we already take this high out. Now, doubt I'm looking for shorts here at market open. I would have to see something higher time frame. I wouldn't want to take any 30-second, no second time frame trades. Not even 1 minute. I typically would rather wait for a 5 minute continuation model. But as you can see, we do not get that, and we do open up 5 minute down here, right? We don't really present any shorts. We do come out. We come up. We respect this 1 minute, so I could see this being like something you take on eval. It's a really discretional play here, but you're pretty much just targeting the 5 minute and then hoping it goes lower. I personally would probably hold to at least here. But a 1-to-1 would be pretty smart here, just because we're all-time high. So I was about to say if we edge that, so 1-to-1 gets hit, it looks like we would have got stock break even. But yeah, looking for 1-to-1 wouldn't have been bad there. We had an untapped 5 minute that we're very likely to retrace to. And honestly, is this A plus? No, but the delivery here looks super clean. Overall, I would like to see price being bearish. That just because I want to see that doesn't mean that's the case. So us having these lows down here is just a little bit of an extra confluence, because since we're all-time highs, I'm still expecting higher prices. All right, but really it's just the delivery here and then this unfilled 5 minute. That's about it for this day. Right, we don't really get much after that. Let's see if we got a continuation model. 5 minute. Okay, so we have a pretty huge SMT right there. We fill this 5 minute, we get a 5 minute back to the upside. Let me see if this 5 minute is pretty shit, by the way, but we probably got something on a lower time frame. Let's see. By the time we got this 1 minute, this 5 minute is already tapped into, so pretty dangerous. But I don't like this, man. They're just aiming for protected high up here. You would have got stop break even or stop rated. Now here, can't believe we edged London like that, or not London, sorry, Asia like that, and it just ran up like that. Like, what the fuck? And then here I was expecting trend line to be built. I don't know if we ran through it. I don't really remember. Okay, it looks like we just generated more and more. Let me skip through all this. Okay, we're probably going to break that. Yeah, we ended up breaking that. And that's it for that session, right? Really nothing much else. We just run up. No shorts, no longs given here. Yeah, just pretty midday. So now on to the next day. We got Tuesday, which we got a pretty good setup here. All right. We're at 9:30. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I remember what we have. So here, looking pretty bullish. We've taken out all that sell side I was looking for the previous day. bouncing out of like 1 hour. All right, this more discounted 1 hour, not just this one up there. Also bouncing out of a huge 4 hour, right? I believe this is the daily gap. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Wait, it is. Yeah. Okay, so we have this huge daily imbalance right there that we're also potentially bouncing out of. Keep on the 5 minute. Looks to be a 5 minute on the very left. And then the 15 minute, don't too much. Oh, we do have this imbalance right there on the 15 minute. Yeah, just many fair value gaps backing this reversal point up. And the confirmation for me was seeing this rejection, this resweep, of course, the rejection, and then also just this 15 minute getting inverse. We have equal highs, also relatively equal highs, which is also an untapped hourly, so really good target here. We have an untapped hourly up here, which is also Asia high, as well as a little bit of trend line getting formed there. So we got some low resistance, untapped gaps, equal highs, relatively equal highs. Overall, very, very solid trade. Now we get a pullback here into this 5 minute. I was looking to take a long here, even if it was before market open, just because it looks so A plus. End up dumping more. We hit OT of this range, and then we actually hit this 5 minute volume imbalance right there. Not sure if I'm using the right confluence, the name for the confluence. But yeah, we hit OTE of this range. Okay, we have pretty much have a BPR right there as well. And let's see what else. What else? Anything else about this? Nothing much, but maybe an SMT. No. So once we get this 1 minute, full porting longs toward these highs up here. Final targets would be this untapped hourly, but anywhere, like I said, from a 1-to-1 and up, perfectly fine. We fail to get this long, we resweep this low. Maybe we get an SMT. Okay, no SMT again. But we do get this delivery, insane delivery to the upside. Looks really, really good. And here's this. Ideally, would look to go break even like at this high right there, at these two highs. But market gave us a pretty high entry. Not complaining though. We still have these targets up here. And I personally took this trade and went break even up here just because I was kind of unprepared. I don't know why I went break even so early. I figured we could run up and hit these highs real quick, but we didn't. Get a retracement, and then we ended up smacking full TP. Well, not full TP, but either would have got stopped break even, or most likely just stopped somewhere in profits, like around a 1-to-1. Once we hit London, not too sure why we didn't hit this hourly up here. It's also the end of this trend line, so that's kind of retarded. Let's see what else happened. Any 5 minutes. So once we break that 5 minute, we already come down towards this low. There's really nothing else to look for. You're kind of just looking for nothingness inside of these huge imbalances. So we do give a 5 minute long right there. I don't like this because it's a protected high. We reject it out of an hourly. Yeah, I just really don't see any reason. We're not even really manipulating into a new key level or anything. We just did some bullshit. So I don't personally like this at all. This 5 minute happened. We also had that woman right there. Yeah, I just don't really like anything. But that's pretty much it for that day. On to Wednesday. Now, this day fucked us really hard. This was a not so great day for me. Alright, here, again, looking really, really bullish here. Alright, we tapped into an untapped 4 hour, untapped hourly. We hit OTE of this entire range. I believe we also had an SMT. Yes, so we did. No, we didn't. I don't know if we did, we did. If we didn't, we didn't. But I don't really see anything. We have some decent amount of trend line right here getting formed. We also have this equal highs up there, London high, all-time highs over here. Really high probable, or not, what the fuck am I saying? Really looks good for long-term bullish structure. So what I was looking for, let me go ahead and show that hourly and 4 hour. 4 hour getting tapped, hourly getting tapped, even the 15 minute getting tapped. So lots of good signs here. Coming in the market open, we have an untapped 5 minute. So really what I'm looking for is just manipulation into this gap here, right? And then getting along from there would be my ideal setup for the day. So that's what I'm really looking for. Get a little bit more than just a tiny dump to the 5 minute. We actually come down, we end up resweeping this low, And we have an unfilled 1 minute right there, as you can see. And I actually took this play, not bad in my opinion. I definitely could have waited for something better. Maybe like just wait for that 1 minute, but we had an order block. We had a fair value gap respect right there. Very tiny. Actually, I don't think that's a fair value gap. Never mind. It probably happened on the 15-second or something. But from this order block in versus 30-second, we have an untapped 1 minute that I'm going break even extra early at. We don't even hit that shit. Like, it's always when the break even is so fucking close, it's undeniable, right? It's like undoubtedly gonna get hit. It's always those type of setups where they actually never get hit. For me, I feel like that's the case. I don't know. I have to look back at my other trades, but this shit fails. Honestly, a pretty, not super A+, but I'm not mad at myself for taking it. I like the risk there. One thing I could say about this, though, is ES had failed to hit this low by very little. And yeah, I could have definitely waited for that. We also left like no wicks to the downside right there. So that's I should have paid more attention to that. But then NQ ends up resweeping this low. Okay. Resweeps the low, and ES actually comes down, hits Asia, which is also an untapped 4 hour. Go ahead and show that real quick. 4 hour getting hit, so I'm like, okay, this is definitely the move where we run up, right? Get the 1 minute IFG, really good V shape, great delivery, right? Break even at the same break even as the initial trade. Excuse me. Okay, this untapped 1 minute. Again, we fucking edged this. Like, why? I don't understand. Took 2 back-to-back losses here. This was such a bad day, bro. Looking for 1-to-1 here. And yeah, man, I was looking to ride this shit up all the way up to these highs up here, all the way to all-time highs even. But dude, that was fucking unfortunate. We end up manipulating lower. Okay, we hit this 15-second BPR right there, or 15-second. Sorry, this 15-minute, holding that huge rejection wick. By the way, huge rejection wick. We also have this 5-minute BPR right there. We have an SMT at Asia low, of course. We just showed that ES ended up taking Asia low. NQ did not hit Asia low, so of course that's going to be an SMT. Now, here's where we would try and look for longs. We don't really get anything here, okay? We failed to get this. There's like a 3-minute that was holding, 2-minute as well. But yeah, we kind of just chop up here and not really looking for anything. We actually inversed the 3 minutes to the downside, which I was expecting to hold and then to scale on, but we inversed that. So with that being said, I was still bullish overall, but I was too scared to take this because I already took 2 losses on the day, 2 trades, let alone 2 trades. I'm done for the day. 2 losses, man, you know I'm out the markets, bro. But I was still looking for something. High hopes. Once this got inversed, I was like, all right, bet. Didn't take it, and honestly, I can't be mad at myself for not taking it. I already, I was sticking to my rules and whatnot, but this ended up breaking that 1 minute, as well as this 1 minute up here. Then we also had this 3 minute up here that was broke right there. Then we had a 2 minute that also broke right there. So this was a really good trade in my opinion. If we entered right there on that 1 minute BPR getting inversed and generate equal highs, and then we also generate a 5 minute. I would never look at the 4 minute for retracement, but yeah, we inverse that 5 minute or generate the 5 minute. Goodness gracious, man, what is going on with my wording today? And pretty much this looks really weird on the 1 minute time frame, but if I bring this down to the 30-second, I'm fucking stuttering and shit, man. Manipulate into the 5 minute. We got a 30-second BPR as well as this 15-second BPR right there. And then, I mean, yeah, man, just gets inversed. The reason why I like this play so much is if it was just any other play, I wouldn't personally like this just because it's so high in premium. It's very little manipulation here. I would like to see more of a deeper retracement, but we had equal highs above. We had low resistance right there. If I go to 15-second, you'll probably see it a lot better. Perfect trend line right there, so really obvious long here, I would say, specifically because of the targets, and then of course the BPR being the inverse was really good. This ends up coming to about a 1.25R. Yep, 1.23, whatever. But main target would have definitely been up here. This is an untapped hourly. right there. Also just that intermediate high inside this 15-minute, and of course I'm looking to be bullish long term, so bullish up until those highs, and of course get stop rated. I didn't take this though, so I was off the charts by then. And then tired. Of course, you know, we end up delivering all the way to all-time highs up here, so it's pretty annoying. You see what I mean? Probably by this fucking delivery is dog shit. Some bullshit. I don't know. I really like price action. I will say I really like price action. Now we got Thursday. Alright, already looking bullish once again. We have London high. We have lots of low resistance right there. We have all-time highs, which is Asia. Now all I have to do is see what we manipulated into. We took this low out. We're inside of this 4 hour, so if this holds, we can, of course, look to be bullish. But we do have a more discounted 4 hour that I would like to see get tapped, just because we're already came pretty close to it, right? We also have an hourly down low here. We inverse this hourly up here, so imbalance is not looking too A plus. I would like to see really just that resweep, not resweep, but a sweep of this low, taking out that 4 hour. That would have been really nice. We have 15-minute up here. Let's just go ahead and play market open. So I would like to see manipulation lower, hitting that 4 hour, and then run higher. Or if we want to just run higher here, I'll look for continuation and then bang. Right. So market opens, flush to the upside once again, and inverse all these 5 minutes. Now, of course, just because these 5 minutes are getting inverse doesn't mean you want to take this trade. I mean, you'll have a huge stop loss, huge imbalance right there to account for any type of retracements. Your shit would have looked like this underneath the order. Even if it's not underneath the order block, you just put it right there. That's a fucking fat stop loss. 238 points. Let me see how much this one was. 150, almost 100 points less than that. So not too bad, but yeah. So just waiting for a simple continuation model here. End up taking these relatively equal highs. Wow, I forgot about this. We end up taking all of this shit. So all the draws on liquidity that we were looking for got taken out. I was pretty much done for the day. Was looking to take anything out. I would look to take something else if it presented itself. If it's A plus enough, but you know. We have a 5 minute. Oh shit, wrong one. We have a 5 minute here, and down here. So we have 3 5 minutes. We're in the first initial one. Looking for a long from here. That would, you know, that wouldn't be too bad. If we got a long off this 1 minute, would love to take that just because we're pretty close to all-time highs here. End up going lower. Now I like this a lot more. Okay, let me bring this back. So we manipulate lower down to OT of this range, hitting that most discounted 5 minute. Let's see what ES did. Maybe we have an SMT at that. No SMT, but it's fine, not needed. We generated a 15-minute down here. Now I wouldn't really care to see this get hit just because we already manipulated into 3 different 5-minute fair value gaps. Also hitting OTE, I see absolutely no reason for us to just run back lower, right? The entry was, well, there's a 1 minute that was presented right here, but what's more A plus is definitely this 30-second, because you don't want to take that 1 minute right here, and then this 30-second ends up holding, and then we flush lower, right? So waiting for the 30-second was much more of a better move right there. Looks a lot better too, cleaner V shape. 3 candles down, 3 candles up. This is perfect, right? Break even could be at this high up here, or just at this 1 minute imbalance, which is also the 30-second. There's the 1 minute right there. So yeah, you already know this shit failed or got break even at best, but that fucking sucks. See, the delivery once again is just dog shit. Like, why are we? These trades shouldn't be losing. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, I can see this. You know, coming back into this level here, resweeping that low, hitting that 15-minute, but nah, we just fucking bounce up for no reason. Not for no reason, of course, but just like, why do we need to do all of this? We inverse this 1 minute. This was a good play. I feel like I would have liked it a lot more if we reswept that low. Not that it's necessary, okay? I could definitely see this playing out, but just the fact that, man, this week just looks so ass. I don't really want to risk taking that. But we do end up running higher. I took this play here, this final 1 minute, all the way at kind of in premium of this range, pretty much in premium of this range. And you know, I thought the shit was gonna hit. I went break even once we formed this 1 minute order block, and then that shit fucking stopped me out. Now we did hit this 5 minute that we just generated on the way of coming down, and yeah, I wouldn't really be open to taking this trade, but I mean, it wasn't too obvious because it kind of took a while to get inverse. But once we see this delivery, these great candles getting formed right here, and we're pretty close to the break-even point. So I would say this is a pretty good trade. It's about a 1-to-1. Stop underneath this order block or above it, depending on how you want, your risk to reward. But 1-to-1 seems more than reasonable because just I don't know. We already seen price speed bullshitting around this entire week, so it's better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, smacks all-time highs here. A little bit more, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Thursday. Now to go over Friday. Can't really recall too much on Friday. All I know is it was a very slow day. Or not slow, but not much happened. So 9:15, 9:30. Overall looking bearish. Now I know these past couple of days throughout this week, as I'm seeing us running lower and lower and lower, and I'm ending out being, I turn out being bullish on the day. But here, I don't see anything really being manipulated that's gonna push us higher. In fact, I see things. I think price wants to come lower to these two lows here before we run higher, right? That's really what I'm looking for. Now we can look for key levels. We can just retest this 4-hour here is what I can see. Maybe we have something on the hourly on this leg. Okay, we have a pretty big hourly down here. Untapped hourly even a little bit lower. Again, once just this huge ass daily imbalance that we're continuing to hold. 15 minute, 15 minute. We do have some 15 minutes down here. We have a 15 minute right here that could be held. So yeah, honestly, just really looking for shorts. We already tapped into this hourly. We hit this hourly, and we just keep pushing lower. So that's really what I'm looking for. Now, on market open, we did inverse this 30 minute. Actually, we didn't. What was it? This 50 minute. I really don't care. Still looking for shorts. Yeah, we did. So we hit this 30 minute up here. There's 2 30 minutes. We kind of failed to get a short here. I would have loved to take this short, but huge rejection went to the upside. Very, very dangerous. Now we do have an untapped 5 minute, which is why I really, really like this short. We also have some lower resistance down here. And so once this actually broke, I took this. This is the play I took. Don't know where my stop was because I took this on eval. And, got stopped and break even, right? Got stopped on break even here. So, of course, I went break even at the 5 minute. And I really thought the shit was going to hit. I was looking to ride this all the way down to here. But pretty unfortunate. And I actually, it was an eval. I bought these evals so I could full port them on CPI. And CPI didn't even do shit. It literally did nothing. We left the wick on ES and I believe MNQ, but on the actual NQ chart, we didn't leave shit. There's absolutely nothing. It was like CPI never existed. So went ahead and just kind of full ported these. It's the last day of the week. I was like, fuck it, why not? So I was rejecting out of this 5 minute down here, inverse the 1 minute. And I figured, if we're struggling to come lower here with all this low resistance and those hard time frame targets, I don't see a reason. I don't see a reason for us to really go lower if we're really gonna struggle like that. So what I was looking for, I couldn't even tell you for. Overall, just higher prices. Honestly, like something like this high here. Now I know it's not A plus. Okay, I'm not saying this is an A plus trade and we should have hit this. I knew the risk that were involved with this trade. I just took it just because it was an eval. And I figured we can at least come hit this 30-second up here. Who would have thought this shit would have hit? It's like the most obvious fucking break-even point. It's just, yeah, got stopped and blew the account. And then I hopped off because I was like, what the fuck is this? Once I saw us come back up, I was like, all right, let me see if this shit would have hit full TP. Nah, that shit just ran back up and then eventually hit full TP, I guess. But I was off the charts by then. Yeah, really, really shit day. Wow. Okay, so we just run back up, make relatively equal highs before taking the slow out. You can see what I mean by this day was pretty ass. So we actually generate some, not trend line, but we generate some low resistance on the higher time frame. I can definitely see this being a target within the next couple of days. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I'm going to quickly go over each and every setup. So starting off Monday, this is the day where we didn't have jack, right? We ran up, We failed to give a short. We gave some discretionary shorts, but I don't really like it too much. We didn't really get a good long at all. It wasn't looking to be long. Uh, really just had conflicting biases, right? All-time highs looking to be bullish, but we have great sell-side targets. And yeah, just nothing here on this day. Tuesday. Okay, we're bouncing out of an hourly, I believe a 4-hour. Not too sure what about the fair value gaps, but we'll just go based off the hourly, right? Resweep this low. Expand higher. We have relatively equal highs. We have exact equal highs. We have an untapped hourly above. We get a 5-minute manipulation lower. I believe this was also a 15-minute gap that we hit as well as a 30-minute. So it's 3 higher time frame fair value gaps, right? We resweep this low, bouncing out of a volume imbalance, fair value gap, OTE, anything you could have possibly thought of. Beautiful delivery to the upside. Great targets. Like I said, the untapped hourly, equal highs. We have London high. We have low resistance and an untapped hourly above, which also aligned with equilibrium. I forgot to point that out, so I'm gonna go ahead and point that out real quick. As you can see, equilibrium failed to get hit, and actually what's funny about this is equilibrium got edged so hard. As you can see, equilibrium is right where my cursor is. Right there. And now look at price. Look at this shit. Fucking edged. So that's some bullshit. Yeah, and then we kind of just run lower. Don't really present any shorts. I'm not really looking to be short anyways, just because there's, like I said, there's nothing but imbalances below us. Now we resweep this low. We give a pretty shit long. I don't like the long at all. And yeah, pretty much it's over. This is kind of a protected high in my opinion. I'm so tired of speaking. And then Wednesday, right? Very, very obvious bullish bias. This was the most obvious bullish bullish structure I've seen, right? We have low resistance up here, trend line, great trend line. We have equal highs, London highs, and then all-time highs over here. Bouncing out of a 4-hour, out of an hourly, hitting OTE of this range. Right, I was looking for a continuation model. We were respecting this 5-minute at the time because we had a crazy bounce back to the upside. Reswept this internal low on the 1 minute and presented this 30-second. I don't even want to go on a 30-second just because it's going to reset me. But we gave a 30-second there. I could definitely see how this failed. Pretty shit in my opinion. We should have waited for ES or just waited for a better manipulation move. If ES swept, then this would have been much more better. But, ES failed to sweep. We made two wickless candles to the downside before, literally right before taking out the low on ES. So could have waited for that. Once we get this resweep, Asia goes ahead and takes out London low down here, and it also hits the untapped 4-hour because that is what the Asia low is, generating that SMT on the higher time frame. We get a very nice V shape to the upside, inverse this 1 minute. Great break-even point, mind, and oh my goodness, and in my opinion, what the fuck was that stutter right there? That was crazy, but yeah, I don't see how we're not hitting these break-even points, bro. I really don't understand. This shit is so fucking close. But yeah, fails, and we end up manipulating lower, hitting this BPR, hitting this 5-minute BPR, and just maintaining that SMT. Let me be sure of something really quick. Okay, so yeah, that's when ES hits Asia. Okay, just to be 100% sure. Now let's go back. It's Thursday, wrong day. And yeah, we get very nice rejection to the upside. The 15-minute rejection would look absolutely insane here. Failed to give a long. Ended up chopping like crazy. Already 2 losing setups, so didn't really want to risk too much on these discretional entries. But then we gave another clean setup, right? Generated equal highs. Manipulated into the 5-minute, 30-second BPR getting inverse. Equal highs, low resistance. Overall, just bullish biased structure. Really, really good setup. This would have been stopped in profit, stopped in... or at break even with partials, or at very, very worst, it should have just been a break even. Really good, solid trade though. I like it. Then we have Thursday, the last day where we actually give setup, so it's gonna be my last bit of commentary. Forgot what we manipulate into. Oh, we held the 4-hour, we held the hourly, etc., etc. Was looking for manipulation lower just because we had the untapped hourly right here at this low, untapped 4-hour, and decided to pump up for some reason, taking all the targets, taking London high, all this generated liquidity, these stacked highs, everything. And then we gave a pretty massive pullback down. We failed to give any longs up here, and we gave something even better, right? We came all the way down to OT of this range, bouncing out of the most discounted 5 minute, 30-second IFEG to the upside, as well as a 1 minute. If you took the 1 minute, you were fucked, bro. You were absolutely fucked. You barely saw an ounce. You saw a tick of profit. That was it, and then you just got stop rated. But 30-second, you at least had a chance to go break even. Very, very small chance though, just because it didn't ever hit any internal highs. But yeah, that sucks. Ends up failing, and then we end up running back up, and then we give a continuation model. Not the best continuation model, I'd say. The 5 minute wasn't really generated, like, with liquidity. It wasn't like, oh, this is our 5 minute, we can come resweep this low. No, it's just like as we're moving lower, we generate it, and then we take a while to inverse this gap up here. But overall, still a good play, about a 1-to-1 R. And then finally, we have this dog shit of a day on Friday, looking to be short just because we already inversed higher time frame gaps. And then we have this these sell side just resting right there, so looking bearish. We also have low resistance, untapped 5 minute. So once we manipulated up into that 30 minute, close beneath under this 1 minute, inversing that gap. Took shorts, break even at the 5 minute, and yeah, pretty shit day, shit delivery. We ended up running back up, running back down, running back up, running back down, running back up, not even running anywhere, just fucking chopping. And then yeah, man, what a bullshit day. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, and I am out. Peace.